So Whitechapel has been conquered. I thought we would just take a good look through Whitechapel, the absolute state of it, because something went viral recently, a picture, and it's just telling, and it kind of builds off what you've started with, and will build quite nicely into what you're going to be talking about. But it's really important to note is that, I don't know, 2 decades ago, 3 decades ago, Whitechapel wasn't like this. And the rate of the expansion should be terrifying. Actually, it should be terrifying to everyone. And it should be a wake-up call, because this is coming to everywhere else.
I actually looked into some of the history of Whitechapel because I've been writing an article about it. So I basically argue it's the first Islamic no-go zone in the truest sense.
Yeah.
And it used to be a Jewish quarter at one point, and how that has changed. And before that, it was an area for poor native British people. And it's interesting how
stomping ground.
It was the craze, and also it was
blind beggar.
Jack the Ripper as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who we recently found out. We revealed him, didn't we? He was a Polish-Jewish immigrant, which makes sense because he was in the Jewish quarter at the time.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of history, and none of it is praying to Mecca.
No. It's a rich history, and it's been stolen from us. It is an enclave in its truest sense. So this is the sign that was seen around the world. And I mean that because this individual, Alistair Hilton, shared this image and it says Whitechapel, apparently. 14.6 million views. Now, obviously, we can see from this image some gobbledygook language that shouldn't exist in this country.
Is that Sanskrit, Hindi? I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, that's been there for a while now, for quite a while.
Yeah, no, I know. No, 100%. 100%. This isn't new.
But it got attention recently.
But it got massive amount of attention, and I thought it was worthwhile covering because of the expansion element of Whitechapel.
I should probably point out to the audience, anyone who's not been to London, Whitechapel is, it's right in the centre of London. And it should be absolute prime. It's just up the road. You can walk from the Tower of London to Whitechapel in like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
it's right next door to it. And when I was working in the city, every so often you'd have somebody new to London or an American who was assigned to London, and they'd be like, "Oh, property prices in London are mental." And then they'd find a flat listing in Whitechapel, and they'd be saying, "Oh, I'm going off to see a flat in Whitechapel." It's like, "Oh, okay, we'll see you tomorrow then. Let us know what you thought about it." And every time they come back, it's like, "My God, I am not living there."
Yeah, yeah. It's not a nice place. It's not a nice place at all. Now, obviously, this image got a lot of attention. Now that says Whitechapel in whatever language it is. There should be no sign in this country.
It's Orcish.
Yeah, it does look it, doesn't it? From the gates of Mordor right there. But there should be no sign in this country that's in a foreign language. There shouldn't be at all, actually.
Maybe some in the remigration centre, this way or something.
No, because then you give them the opportunity to refuse and speak to some human rights lawyers.
Possibly.
Less informed, the better. Yeah. But people went mental, understandably so. So the quotes on this were heavily comical, and I just thought we'd take a look at it. London first, my guess is Birmingham next, and then the rest of the UK. And I think that's, I would be surprised if Birmingham doesn't have signage like that.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
Oh, so there is actually?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Great. Excellent. So you can see the Birmingham is the second largest city in the UK.
It's actually less white British than London as well.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, it's completely conquered. Yeah, Birmingham. Well, you could do a whole section just on Birmingham, quite frankly. Conquered, absolutely conquered. Susan Hall with a banger, unacceptable. This is England, we speak English. Those that don't and live here must learn the language and, dare I say, integrate. Can't say that, Susan. Come on now.
Ooh.
Behave.
The word integrate is...
it's racist.
Yeah.
It's racist. Not allowed to say that.
Also, I don't want them to integrate. I
want
them to leave.
Yeah, no, neither do I. And then the very predictable things happened. Yeah, how did you figure that one out? And obviously, for those just listening, there's a zoomed out image because, yes, there are 2 archways at this station, and one does say Whitechapel in English. But this is not the W that you think it is. It's not the W that you think it is. This is indicative of the takeover of Whitechapel, the enclave that is Whitechapel. In fact, this makes the point, right? It makes the point quite succinctly, is that, it should just be in English. It shouldn't have the stupid language next to it. That should not be there. It shouldn't be there at all. Yes, you have to have it still in English for the odd occasional English speaker that works their way into Whitechapel by accident. God help them that when they do, they need to find out where they are. This is not good.
It's also a sort of tacit admission that integration hasn't worked and will not work, because what actually happens is that people form ethnic enclaves. It's true of every ethnicity throughout human history because it's a part of human nature. Even the Brits in Spain do it, don't they? We form our own enclaves with our own pubs and our own institutions because we prefer being amongst our own people, which is normal and fine, but you shouldn't impose it upon a native population.
No, but also further to that, you won't hear anyone arguing that if the English in, say, Spain were to be deported, that they shouldn't be deported. That is Spain's right. They can do that if they wish. But also they probably won't, because 1, we have money, 2, we don't shit in the street, and 3, we don't rape and murder people.
So it's very clear when you go to Whitechapel, actually, because, like I said, it is quite central in London. I mean, it's just this weird anomaly in otherwise very high house. Well, I say it's got cheaper housing. I mean, it's still like $1 million for a flat there.
By London standards, though.
Yes, by London standards. And anyway, so the thing though, Whitechapel is it has got a large NHS walk-in centre that's open all night.
Oh.
And on one occasion when I was in London, I'd been in the city and I had occasion to visit an NHS walk-in centre. I can't remember what it was for. It definitely wasn't a clap. I can't. This was something. No,
at least it's not that.
I'm just mentioning it just in case anyone thinks it's that.
That sounds like doth protest too much.
No, it definitely, most certainly was not that. Anyway,
definitely not. No.
So anyway, I go to this NHS walk-in centre, and it's staffed entirely by like Bengalis or whatever they are, and I was there for quite a while, and it became very apparent that they were simply not going to see me.
Yeah, because you're in the wrong place. That's their area.
And I'd like been there for like 2 hours, and then some Bangladeshi would come in, and they would be seen straight away. They'd take them straight through, and they had a sort of ranking hierarchy. It was Bangladeshis got seen immediately.
It's like a caste system.
Blacks were seen second,
Whitechapel.
and whites were seen only if they absolutely had to. They truly ran out of people. And there was this other white guy in there who came in after me did, and he was getting like properly irate about it because it was so naked and so obvious what they were doing. And I just thought, well, yeah, fair enough. I mean, they own the place. I mean, this is their territory. So yeah, maybe I should just F off, which I did, and found a private doctor.
Well, that's disgusting to me, quite frankly. Absolutely disgusting.
Port them all.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'd bulldoze Whitechapel in an instant and just rebuild it. It's disgusting. So I mean, you could go through these replies and find all the nonsense. Like, it's awful. It's an awful place. Racist, divisive, dictatorial behaviour towards real Londoners.
They're not real Londoners. There's not a single real Londoner in Whitechapel. I've seen it.
I mean,
yeah, I've been to Whitechapel loads.
They're not white, so they're not Londoners. I mean, that is as simple as that anyway. Also, that's not English.
You won't hear Cockney walk up and down the bloody Whitechapel High Street.
Whenever I've been to Whitechapel, there's only ever been one white person there, and that's me.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the replies on this were a wealth of comedy, quite frankly. But we'll move on to some other illustrations of Whitechapel just being a complete enclave and how this will come everywhere else, and you can all be depressed by it. So, another one from this Alistair Hilton guy. So now I'm here in Whitechapel on my way home. If only there was some relief from Islam.
Saving lives.
Since what date did they pick? 9/11?
1984.
1984, right.
Now this is
got two towers there, haven't they?
This is that Islamic Relief Fund thing, which has actually been banned in a lot of the Arab countries because they don't know, they believe that obviously it's being funneled elsewhere, the money that this relief fund compiles together is kind of funneled elsewhere. But I mean, this is not illustrative of the state of that area. I don't know what is. Like, why is that there? What on earth is that's what?
I mean,
I hate it.
In my mind, Islamic relief would be a
mass deportation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Islamic
I'd fund that. I'd be game for that. Yeah. But this
Islamic relief is when you hear the ticking and then the beep is getting very sudden, and then you hear it go, pff, and nothing happens.
Oh, big sigh of relief.
It's go, oh,
thank God.
The vest didn't work. Thank goodness.
But again, I mean, that alone, why is that there? Now, that is actually in other places in London. I don't think it's signposted on the tube stations like this in other places. This is pretty unique to Whitechapel. There are one or two, but this is pretty unique to Whitechapel.
Do you know what Islamic relief actually does? Because I'm trying to imagine it in my mind, and it's like, help, I'm drowning, call the nearest mosque.
Yeah, no, so the Islamic Relief Fund funnels money to the Middle East. Now, a lot of the Arab countries have banned this. They don't allow it because it's supposedly a charitable thing. But the belief is that they are funneling it to terrorists, basically.
Is it another Muslim Brotherhood front?
Effectively, yeah. Like, that's the sort of funneling.
Okay, nothing to do with massages.
Down. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, yeah. What? To do with what?
Sorry,
massages?
Yes.
I mean, pick your poison, I guess. Islamic.
I guess not. No.
Hey.
No, what you said is probably more likely.
Well done. And then this just made my point perfectly. Again, he just came out with this banger. I mean, so for those just listening and not watching, there is a man walking down the street with a carcass.
1/8 of a cow.
It's about a quarter of a cow's rib cage hung over his shoulder.
Just in broad daylight.
Apparently, according to the Post as well, this is my favourite part of it, that it just came out of a regular old van. Like a transit van.
Not a refrigerated van, just a normal van, carried through the streets. So you can go to Whitechapel, see it every single day. It's not AI, it's not photoshopped. This is Whitechapel and different rules apply here. Because it is an enclave, you can just see this disgusting third world behaviour. And it is disgusting and it is third world behaviour. This is not becoming of an English town, city. This is foul. It's grotesque.
He spent all of his money on nice, trendy golden welly boots rather than an insulated van.
Yeah,
very nice Wellington boots,
or basic plastic wrap for the.
Yeah.
Well, you're lucky that it arrived in a van. Right? They've got those tuk-tuks now in London, which is again a disgusting thing. We should have tuk-tuks in London, but it could have been on one of them.
Back of a donkey, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, they use them for other things, don't they?
Yeah.
So
dual purpose.
Well, yeah.
It was the donkeys in the Islamic relief centres, maybe.
Connecting
the thought there.
Right. Okay. So again, enclave. It's conquered, and again, this will come to your sleepy Lib Dem village. Like, there's no way that it won't. This has to be stopped.
Abdul, the meat carrier's coming for you.
And again, this guy. He just posted a string of bangers. So he then posted this picture, this Alistair, and says, "It's interesting as I walk through Whitechapel tonight that I've noticed Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London, has managed to remove every single British Union Jack flag from lampposts. But the Palestinian flags are still up, including this one that has been here for around 2 years."
Right.
Fascinating. It's funny that, isn't it? Funny that.
He's also captured a UFO.
Yes, I was just thinking that. That's a bit worrying, isn't it?
Well,
imagine if aliens came down and they landed in Whitechapel and they're like, you know what, civilization, it's not here yet, let's go.
Yeah.
They turn to each other and say the only way to be sure is to nuke it from orbit.
I'd approve of that. And so, again, just to, I guess, round out and sort of make my point a little bit more. This is actually Whitechapel, just as an FYI. This is actually Whitechapel. So we'll just play that now.
Not even tables, just crates turned over. Look at all this economic benefit.
All that GDP. Look at all that diversity with not a single white person. Oh, that's what diversity means, isn't it? Yeah, no white people.
Who needs to go on holiday when you can go to the Middle East on your doorstep?
Thing is, to be fair though, it isn't just Whitechapel. There were loads of bits of London that look like this. You could walk down and think you're in Morocco. There's a bit over the other side of town as well. You go a bit north from that cinema on the corner of Regent Street. You go up from that, and that's just exactly like it as well.
I find that genuinely horrifying and terrifying, actually, because I make the point that 30 years ago it wasn't like that.
Well, it's just a perfect recreation of their home. It's a complete refutation of this notion that people integrate, which they definitely don't.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you import people from third world countries, they recreate third world conditions. And there's no reason for these people to be here. They are just forces of civilizational entropy. They offer nothing but misery and some useful clients to push down the native population's wage.
I think it's really been in the last 20 years that it's comprehensively stood out. So I went to London, I think in 2000 or maybe 2001. It was 2000, and that was obviously just after Tony Blair had got in, and there was pockets of stuff like that, but it was just kind of a bit in the background. It's a bit like how it is in Swindon now, actually. That there was bits of it, and you'd see them milling around on the street and stuff like that. And then over the course of 20 years, it just grew and grew and grew, and until it was unavoidable. Well, I avoided it by getting the hell out of London. But the problem is when this stuff spreads to, as you showed in your segment, the little villages, well, you run out of places to retreat to at that point.
Yeah, and the exponential growth rate of that population is facilitated by my tax, and that's what pisses me off so much, is that we are paying to just be replaced. You know, we subsidise their children, we subsidise their housing, we subsidise everything in their life, and it's entirely avoidable. It's entirely infuriating. So yeah, sorry, so black pilled you there, but yeah, Whitechapel conquered. Soz.
Yes, Whitechapel today in your little village next, yeah.
Yeah.
If you would like to watch the full uncut version that is also uncensored, head on over to lotuseaters.com to find out more.